you can spend hours editing your photos and they still end up looking kind of flat. I've been using Lightroom for about 8 years and I've kind of figured out why. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 10 tools and techniques that I use that actually makes a difference in your images. Hello, my name is Ruben. I'm a photographer and content creator based in Oslo. I do a lot of landscapes, portraits, event photography. To create good images and actually edit with a purpose, I would suggest you go through all of these 10 points and do it in order. First point, remove distractions. Whether it's a portrait or a landscape, it really is important to remove whatever is distracting the viewer from the image. If you look at all the distractions that are removed from this image, you can see that it's quite a lot. Removing distractions in Lightroom is really easy. You just go to this eraser tool right here, go for remove, and then if it's a bit of a tricky thing to remove, you go for the generative AI. But if it's just like a simple little dot, or you have a speck of dust on your lens or something like that, you just keep this unchecked. But to see if we actually have any distractions here, we kind of have to see what we're working with. So let's just boost the exposures. So, okay, let's say for this image, you could remove this road. It depends on your style. Do you want to keep stuff that's actually there, or just do you want to create your vision of whatever that you're photographing? So for just the sake of this video, I'm going to remove this road. All right. So, before, after, and we're done. Now, we have to do a lot of work here. I've purposely underexposed this image because I wanted to keep some of the details in the sky. It's still very much overexposed there. There was a lot of contrast when I took it, but we're gonna be working with it. The next thing we're gonna do is framing. For this image, it's not that much of a difference, but you know, if for some images you can create a completely new photo by just reframing it. So it's an important second step. So for this, I'm gonna go for a 3x4, and I actually think I can just pull it down like that. And I kind of want the hill to kind of disappear up into the corner just to create some continuity. So I'm gonna keep it like this, but then the rock gets there. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna remove that rock. All right, let's go back to the cropping tool, have that disappear up into the corner, and no big distracting rock that's in the line, end of my frame. All right, beautiful. Okay, so you've gone through your distractions, you've gone through your framing. Now you just want to do your basic corrections. I'm just gonna decrease the contrast. I want to create that with the curve tool if I like it. See the highlights, I'm gonna bring them down a little bit. Shadows, bring them, that looks balanced. And we're gonna pop the whites a little bit. So we decrease the highlights, but we still want them to pop in the image. So that's why I do that. And we decrease the blacks. And then we go for decrease the blacks a little bit. I also like to just decrease the clarity a little bit. That's just because everything you see on social media and is usually like taken by a lot of people use their phones, and they're often over sharpened, which I just don't like that look. So I like to decrease the clarity a little bit just to kind of tone it down a little bit. All right, so about 15 seems about right for this one. If you like practical tips like this, just hit the subscribe button and you're gonna see more. So we've done our basic corrections. Now I just want to do the curves adjustment layer. I like to do a slight S curve. Wait, what a slight S curve is, if you don't already know, it's when this line you kind of make a little bit of an S going up and down here. It's not a lot. I like my blacks to be black. If you are one of the faded people, then you can do this. Kind of pull it up a little bit, but I like to increase and decrease a little bit like that. And now let's see how the original was. And now we're gonna go for the calibration tool. The calibration tool is within the color tab. It's unfortunately only available on Lightroom desktop, which kind of sucks because this thing has a M4 processor but still can't do color calibrations, which kind of suck. not to get too technical regarding the color calibration tool, but it affects the colors on the deepest level possible. So it kind of tweaks the individual red in every color. So you can see if I boost or change the hue here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this is the red, but it actually affects the blues as well. How I use this tool is like you use that as a base layer and you pull up the colors that you want, and then you kind of pull them back with the HSL, with the hue, saturation, and luminosity filter that we're gonna go over. But okay, so if you use the color calibration, I often like to boost the blues, and depending on what you're going for, you can kind of slightly tilt it to the left. Well, if you do it all the way, you see the greens turns to orange and you have a lot of blues here. And for this image, I actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna be, okay, so this looks weird right now, but just trust me, I'm gonna be changing a lot here. So for this, right now it's fall, it's there's beautiful colors outside. I took this a few weeks back when I thought there were gonna be a lot of fall colors out there, but for this, I want a fall edit. So let's just, and right now I'm just working to get the orange color right here, so make it pop, because you can see that it's horrifyingly blue in the mountains, but we're gonna be pulling that back, so it's gonna be looking good. Just trust the process. Yeah, it doesn't look good yet, but it will. So from that, we're gonna go from calibration to the HSL, the hue, saturation, and luminosity filter. And you find that in the color mixer. So here you have all the different colors. I am going to be pulling back the blues a lot here because, oh, there we go. Now we're talking. As you can see, if you pull it all the way back, it doesn't look good at all. You still want some of the blues in the mountains, but I'm gonna be pulling it back a little bit. So there we go. And maybe a tad to the, whatever color this is. It's not magenta, it is teal. To the teal side, yeah. A little bit to the left. There we go, I think that's good. Pulling it up there. See, we don't have any skin colors to worry about here. If you have people in your photo, yeah, I couldn't be doing that with the color calibration tool. But since this is only nature and there's no people here, we can play around a little bit more with it. Now this just looks too much, but if you're having trouble with your edits or anything else photography related or content creation wise, I do offer one-on-one consultations, which you can find a link down below to if you want to book a meeting. Let's see the before and after, already looking good. A little bit too much maybe in the mountains there. This is definitely like a style look, so it's not for everyone, but for this image I kind of wanted it to look a little bit extra. So next step, color grading. Let's go for the shadows first. There's already a little bit of blue here, but we're gonna be split toning this image, so we're gonna go for blues in the darks and orange in the highlights. And as you can see here, those are complementary colors. That just means that on the color wheel, which this is what that is, you can see that if they're directly opposite each other, that's a complementary color. So we're gonna be putting in blues and create a look with blues in the shadows. I don't like to go overboard, but maybe 10% is accurate here. And then I'm gonna go for more of a teal in orange look. And then we're gonna go to the mid-tones and see how that affects everything here. Yeah, that's way too much. Actually, I think, let's just see what happens if we do pull it up a little bit to see what it does. Pull it towards the orange. Now that I think is working. All right, so now we color graded the photo and given it a style. Let's go over to the masking, which is one of the most powerful tools in here. Okay, so the AI features. So use them, but use them with intent. So I would probably target the sky and bring that down. That's just me. The subject detection is really powerful. If you do portraits, you can target the skin, the hair, and bring out details in the clothes. But for this one, Lightroom has a landscape feature, so it just creates masks that are relevant to your photo or your landscape. So see here, it's targeted water. It's not perfect, as you can see. It has not targeted all the way down here, but let's create one for the sky, and actually the mountains I'm just gonna leave as is. But okay, let's create those two with two separate masks. Leave that checked. Great. And for this one, I think, all right, so right now we are targeting the sky. Let's bring that down a little bit to see more of that mountain right there, and bring that down. Okay, so you can see there's actually some sky here, but just looks funny to bring it down all the way. So where can we, I think that's okay. You brought back some detail, but not too much. And then here, I'm just gonna bring up, what I like to do is I'd like to target the water and then just bring up the exposure a little bit to make it pop, and then increase the clarity quite a bit. So let's go to effects, go to clarity, and see what happens if we pull that up. Let's go for 22. And these two right here, if you want to add something to the mask, like there's something missing that's not targeted, let's just do that a little bit. You go for the brush for this one. You can use other tools as well, but I'm going to be using the brush. The flow just means how, like, if you have flow of 25%, it just means that I have to mark the same area more times to actually mark it all the way through. If I go over to 100, it's gonna be, you can see it's red there now. You can see that it affected it right away. There's no way to just kind of simply ease it in, which is fine for this. So I'm gonna be doing that, and yeah, that looks good. And before, after, that looks good. So you can see there's kind of smoke going up here. That's just a waterfall that you can't see in this image. Actually, I can show you here. That's this waterfall right here, and the water that's evaporating up here. That's the smoke you see. But I want to try to combine this with maybe like light rays, just to increase the contrast and make it a little bit more like magical. Let's see. So I'm just gonna be seeing if this works. Okay, so let's do that. And there, and like now it's affecting everything. So to create those rays that I kind of want to do is I have to remove something. So I'm gonna go for the brush here, and I'm gonna set the flow to about 30% so I can go over areas again. So you can see now I have to kind of paint it in instead of just doing it once, but that works for our intent and purposes right now. So and let's see how it looks with and without that mask. If you right click it and hide, you can see how it is without, and then unhide. I personally think this looks cool, so I'm gonna keep it. One of the final steps that I like to do is to do a little bit of dodge and burn. It just kind of makes the image pop a little bit more and creates that contrast. So I usually create one brush adjustment layer, and I do decrease the light there, and let's just paint it in to make that happen a little bit. That was too much. Let's see. Brush flow to 20%. Let's just go for 10% actually for that one, and put the layer down to about -3, and then we can just, where there's already dark areas, you can keep filling in with this dark filter. It just makes the darks pop a little bit more. All right, there we go. And I'm just gonna, so right now you can see where we affected the photo, but that's just way too much. So I'm gonna decrease that to about 50%. I'm gonna create a new one. This one's just to increase some dark areas to enhance the detail there. And now I'm gonna be doing the same thing, but the light areas. So important to not overdo this though. All right, let's see the before and after. Now the 10th and final point, which is extremely important, is take a break. There's countless times where I've been editing a photo for maybe like 20 minutes, and I think it looks really cool and I'm ready to post it, but just trust me, take a few minutes, put your eyes on something else, don't look at the screen, go get a coffee, go to the bathroom, go get a glass of water or anything, and then when you get back, you're gonna have a reset. So that's what we're gonna do now. Ooh. Okay, so now I've taken a little break and I'm back at the image. I still think this looks good for what I'm trying to create right now, but I do see that it's a little bit over the top. So I really wish that Adobe would add one of those like master sliders for all of the edits. That would be perfect. If I could pull this back to about like 70%, I think I would be super happy. But that's not possible, so I think I'm gonna just go over and maybe pull back a little bit on the color so it's not that vibrant. Yeah, that looks good. So why I'm pulling down the vibrance right here, because vibrance is, it kind of pulls that back the colors or adds color that's not affecting the skin tones, which would say oranges. And in this image I kind of want that pop to the oranges, so I'm just pulling that back a little bit. So you can see the difference here, but obviously it looks a lot when you pull up the shadows like that. For the most control like this, you kind of want to use the desktop version, but I use and have been using an iPad to edit photos in Lightroom for about 8 years now. So if you're curious about how that works, and if you want to edit more photos on your iPhone, you can check out my workflow up here to the right.